think we fixed it. I think we should have some audio everywhere now. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay. Let's get set up here. Oh man, it has been a month already. May 1st. Some music going too. Okay, hopefully that's decent. It's been a bit since I've been on stream, I think. Feel a little rusty on here. Okay. So where I'm at from last stream, actually have made quite a great deal of progress. The billboard, oh man, back here did not reflect the current stack of what we have right now. I've learned a lot. I've learned very specific terms, especially about what my website has become. I've learned I've since learned it's called a Jamstack website. So the idea is, in order to keep like all these like weird hosting infrastructure stack setups, to start small, keep it like an MVP, and then just say like it's an alpha forever. But the benefit of that is all of my export data comes out as either HTML or GeoJSON. So that's sort of what's happening here. Is these exports somewhere down here. This is being run every 6 hours. And so these, yeah, so we're exporting to GeoJSON now. So it's really great because it runs really light. I can host it basically on any platform. We're going to do GitHub pages for at least the first little while. I also like the idea that it's just like the front end being open source, and you know, if people want to add to it and make it nice and pretty, that's great, because I am not a UI UX engineer. Everything I've built so far has been 100% vibe coded for the front end. I did not do that for for the back end, but yeah, it's been a interesting couple of weeks. A lot of sightings. I'm trying to think. Let me tweet this stream out for a sec. Man, I don't even have my link tree. Wow, I'm lacking. Okay. Um, yeah, it's weird because there was a week where I feel like there was not a lot of data coming in, like maybe like 0.5 records per day, like every other day. And then this last, I think 3 or 4 days, it's been really active, and I'm still just pulling from Reddit. I am not, I have not delved into the abyss of Twitter yet. I'm like halfway there. But yeah, even just with Reddit, it's actually been quite crazy with how much is out there. So let's see. So this is let's see. See if I can show an example. This is an example sans the map of my front end. I'm pulling from Mapbox, but the styles, they're only pointing to the actual page on GitHub. Fuck it, I'm just gonna bring a page up. It's already on GitHub. It's open source. So this is, yeah, this is what we're working with right now. So if I reload this, we got some nice little homage to Lord of the Rings. I'm going to call this app LSR. Nice little Lord of the Rings reference there, kind of bringing some truth and justice back to UFO sightings. But yeah, I've been like very surprised. It runs extremely light. And again, this is the first time I've ever delved into front end dev. Like I don't ever mess with this stuff. This took me like 2 days, just about 2 days to make, and there's a lot of bugs. It's 100% in alpha right now. But we can look at recent sightings. We have a nice little side panel here. I want to make this more obvious. I'll probably put some of this out in the landing screen. And you can filter all sightings if you'd like. Newest first, vetted, unreviewed. So vetted is anything in like a color range leading up to blue, and unreviewed is black. I think half of my database still I have not had the chance to vet. So I'll probably end up doing that on stream today if I have time. I really want to get to adding some flight data though, or to working on adding it. And a lot of these sightings are animated now. I think I'm going to change this animation to only kind of pulse like a radar blip when there's like been a sighting for like maybe just like the last week or something, because I'd like the focus of this app to be on what's happening now and not necessarily what's happening 5 years ago. If you want stuff like that, there's MUFON and I think New Fork and all these sort of more thorough historical databases. But I think the idea for this is to build something, again, that runs really light, but you can cross-reference with the most obvious thing that happens all the time, which are flights in the night sky. It's most of everything that we're seeing are flights, and that's coming from me. I think aliens are real. I believe UFOs are real. I just think that it's really, really easy to confuse stuff if you're not paying attention. And what a lot of people on Reddit are so good at doing is they're doing exactly what I'm trying to do, but they're just doing it in Reddit comments. So I thought it'd be kind of cool, and maybe I'll end up trying to contribute this to them and see how they feel about it. But it'd be cool to say there was a sighting here a few days ago. Well, this is actually near Chandler Airport. So there's a lot of aircraft activity happening around here. And I was, you know, what was this? 8:45, that probably says PM. So the goal for probably won't happen today, but I hope in the next few days is I would like to make a widget similar to how Doppler radar works, where you have like a little time window and it goes, you can move the slider back and forward, actually kind of like this timeline slider. Something like this, but you would slide it back and forth and you could see a 5-minute snippet of not just the flight, but its directional pings around the point within like a certain bounding box. And I think that would be a really cool like 3D view of something that just happened live, like recently. And it's just something that I haven't seen. I haven't seen that in any of these like big research databases. And then the other thing I think that's really cool about this is I want this front end to be open source. So like, yeah, I want to call this LSR. That's just because I'm a Lord of the Rings fan. But the goal is to, I don't know, maybe get some kind of traction on this and maybe get some contributors. And I feel like there's so much we can do to sort of renaissance the joy of like tracking sightings and things like that. I feel like it doesn't have to be as in my opinion a little bit stale as it used to be. And then the other thing that sort of separates this from other sources is that it's designed to eventually become fully automated. It's automated in the sense right now that we're pulling pretty cleanly from Reddit every 6 hours, but the goal is to get, you know, Reddit, Twitter, maybe like what is it, Telegram, but the goal is to get that as close to hourly or sub-hourly as possible, so you have like lightning fast responses on sightings, and this can be like some sort of a live reference that happens right away. I think that'd be really cool. Yeah, so it's also really it's really hard to get in to this database, or I'm gonna make it really hard to get in. I think something that really makes this stand out by itself too is we're only taking video. It has to be geotagged in some way. So down the line, we're going to have NLP look at every potential record, and if it doesn't have some sort of like, oh, it was on the shoreline of Brighton or something, that's a decent enough geolocation to get in here. But you'd be surprised about how much even just these three things, so geolocation, a timestamp, and a direct video link, how much crap that filters out. And I'm not saying that like these other groups are bringing in bad data. I'm just saying like I just want to make something that I think will be cool, where the only data that shows up is something where you can sort of have some like visual representation of what the person is seeing. Because then you can, you know, you can kind of crowdsource and be like, oh yeah, no, that really was a plane. I think that makes it, yeah, I don't know. I think that makes it really cool. So anyways, I built a small stat section. This is obviously going to get bigger. I'd like to have some like analysis widgets on this thing I'm calling a confidence score. So I'm like halfway through sort of building like a, you know, kind of a secret sauce algorithm that I eventually I want to train machine learning, train an LLM on this algorithm. And so once we sort of populate some of these database columns, like it's gonna reference all of these findings and then pop out a confidence rating. And the goal is to focus on only the sightings that, you know, it'd be great if it was a 10, right? I don't think I've ever gotten to a 10 yet, and I'm still working on improving this algorithm. But so like this one right here, where's this? I think this was in Phoenix, April 22nd. But the goal is to sort of have a confidence section where like I only want to look at sightings that have an 8 or above, because it kind of helps like when you look at stuff that's been pre-vetted by something, I don't know, relatively logical. Yeah, I think this is it. Confidence 8. So if you look at this source, this was more footage too. Saw blinking lights, forming a triangle, and then stopped in midair when I get my phone, and 2 blinking dots. I remember seeing this one. And I think there was another angle of this where I think a comment was saying like it could have been, yeah. See, like even top 1% commenters, this one, they're like getting stumped by this. Even if it does get debunked, I feel like filtering on something that has already been sort of vetted as like, oh, that's kind of weird. Like 8 to me is like, I should spend some time on this. So that's the goal of sort of this logic here. I'd like to make a lot of widgets for this tool, a lot of analysis widgets. And again, we have the timeline that sort of shows progress over time, sightings over time. I like to complement this with a heat map as well. But we have, so if you want to see, if you only want to see sightings for the last whatever days, you can do that. Or sorry, up until the last whatever days, you can do that. I'm also going to make a widget to only show sightings within the most recent amount of days. But again, a lot of this is all front end stuff, and I just suck at it. Like I'm so bad. And then let's see, the features. I have a small fact, just sort of explaining what's going on here. I would like to eventually move on to having some sort of input where you can submit your own sightings. All right, there we go. We test this. Let's see. Let me try to get my chat back up. Lost my chat right now. Okay. Yeah, sorry, I lost my chat there for a sec. Okay. Yeah, so I'd love to build some sort of submit my own sighting widget. I wanted to give a huge tip of the hat to this because this is not any sort of high research replacement. This is really just something for me that I think might be useful for other people. Because I'm not seeing this in this space right now. And we're explaining why video only. Sometimes we get broken links. So I'm going to build something in the future to sort of take care of that in some way, whether that's being hosting videos locally or at least bare minimum, like building a like an internal scraper that just kind of continuously checks what's currently in the database, testing the links, and if they're down, then I'll flag it in some way or take them down. And then yeah, so we've got some known issues already. Yeah, and again, this is in alpha. I've never built a website or an app or whatever the heck this thing is called, so ideally somebody like sees what I'm doing and that does front end, and they're like, oh dang, I want to branch this, and they can't because it is on GitHub. So anyways, that's the idea. Oh yeah, and then I have and obviously you have just like the Mapbox like features here. You can adjust stuff like that, and then I did make a explore region tab, and it's just really basic. But if you just want to see what's happening in some sort of continent or view, you have the ability to do so. So yeah, that's it. I'm still surprised about like how light this thing runs. I was not anticipating. I mean, it's all Mapbox. It's not really me. Okay. So that sort of explains where I'm at. And I don't know how much energy I'm gonna have for this. Yesterday, I luckily enough, where is it? I was lucky enough to freaking extract something from this tar file. This is a file that comes from ADSB lol or lol, and they have a bulk export every day. So the idea was, because it's really hard to get historical data unless you like get in like enterprise agreements, but ADSB is awesome, and they do a daily dump of flight data for the year. So right now, yeah, we're in May. That's 5 months of data, but they just bulk dump it every day. And so the appeal to getting like sort of an enterprise agreement with them is, you know, you don't have to break your back like I am and try to filter through this crap, because I really only care about like 0.0001% of their data set at any time, because it's just about the, I don't even know how many settings I have so far, like, yeah, 61 records in this database. So like, it's not really a lot of you know, I'm not going to be like using 80 billion% of that bulk, but it is really useful because they give I can show an example here. Let's see, they give, oh no, it's in here. Dun, 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 dun. I think that's this one. Yeah. So like what this would be is the ICAO is, let me just make sure I have this right. And every time I try to Google something, it's usually just better to use AI. Okay, so yeah, it is the aircraft address. So I ran a test for an area around where I live, and this bulk gives us two things. So like I was like, here's my lat long, and I just want to see what happens in 5 minutes at my lat long at a given time. Give me the snapshot. So it gives me the aircraft address, the timestamp. That's in that weird binary timestamp, but we can convert that. That's fine. The offset, which I don't actually know what that is. I need to go check what that is. But more importantly, you get a lat long, aircraft address, lat long, and it even gives you altitude of where I think the altitude in this view is the initial ping. And what's really cool is that attached to these addresses, oops, not that. It's the 106. Attach these addresses. So GeoJSON. Yeah. Are the incremental pings that the flight made in whatever sort of activity it was doing. So not only can you see where a flight was, but you can see where it was positionally over a snapshot of time, which I think is so cool. Because if you like, all you need are those like little like it, you know, it's not like you're bringing in records with like hundreds and hundreds of attributes. Like this is really the bare bones of what you need to build essentially the same to like some sort of a Doppler radar effect, where you can be like, okay, this happened 7 p.m. last night, let's see what the flights were around then. So that's the goal. It's really the goal. We have those two sort of data sets there. So, and that's just for one point at one given time. For this, I did this like 2 days ago. So, you know, that's another part of the reason why with this app, like I don't really have sightings that go beyond this year. At least I don't think I do. What is this? Some bad data? Okay, that was in February. Yeah, because I kind of want to just keep it small for now. But in theory, you could go back. You could plot pretty much whatever sighting you have until... I just want to see how big their repo is. So they do 2023, 2024. I mean, that's pretty good. They keep the last two years up. Like you can get a lot from stuff like that. So anyways, that's sort of the idea. I want to see if they put one out for today. Did they? Okay, so there was one for April 30th. I pulled the one from the 29th, but we're just gonna work with that for now. Yeah, so that's the goal. And you know, I'm not some crazy front end dev. I really just do like back end ETL. But it's been kind of fun, man. I didn't realize how fun UI UX design is. It's like the reward structure is so instant. Like if you have a bug or something, you can fix it, like especially with NLP right now. Like stuff gets fixed so fast now, and it's really cool to sort of just build something in a day or two that feels like I will never be a good front end developer, but it made me feel like it. So anyways, so hopefully this will be of use to you guys in the future. It's got a lot of work, but I think I've got something decent here to where it'll be, you know, not trash. So let me try to get back to this. I want to at least take a look. At where I'm at with my flight data. So I was working on this last night. Let me just try to run this. I don't know. Let me just see how long this takes to run. Okay, a few minutes. But this is going to generate these files again, but I just want to make sure I'm seeing the exports out correctly. And where I left off last night, I was chatting it up a bit with AI. Okay, so next on the roadmap from the great sensei, vibe coding instructor AI says, batch my 60 plus sightings. So that's this right here. This is my sort of source of truth database of everything that we're seeing on the front end here. So Master Sensei says, validate binary smoke test before you go full throttle. I believe that's probably the best thing to do. Upserts into your SQL flight data table. I feel like I should know what that word means, but I think I know what it's trying to get at. Inject, and yeah, it wants me to inject the flight data because I have a flight data table here. And this was originally pulling from the ADSB Exchange API, but you know that's kind of useless because you can't pull real-time data from, like, say you have a sighting in Boston, and then the second somebody puts it up on Reddit, then hey, I'm gonna query the API. Well, yeah, well they put it up on Reddit like 12 hours later, so it's giving you flight data from what's happening 12 hours later. So that's why I have this table. I didn't realize it at the time. I thought it was pulling it from a timestamp, but I was not. So okay, so we're gonna truncate that table eventually and start bringing in the right stuff. I might just delete the table entirely because it has way too many column types. The schema is like massive. It's like totally unnecessary. And then we're gonna rebuild the GeoJSON for GitHub pages. Yeah, because at least right now, I feel like I want to make the logic for the widget. I feel like I want all of that on the front end. Unless chat or AI or stroke of divine intervention tells me otherwise. I just don't really see it working out any other way, because it's just a slider. It'd just be like a JavaScript slider. Okay, so it says wrap. How's this doing, by the way? It's pretty much done. I'm gonna wait for this to finish. Dun, 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 dun. Man, Twitter is going wild today with UFO stuff. I'm trying to find some more copyright-free music. I'd love to have some kind of like techno would go hard. Let me try this. This is house. Okay. All right. Yeah. So this is sort of the goal. We want to get as many unique flights in an area from a certain lat long, and then get the pings within those flights for that area. And I think I don't know. I think that's all you need. The one thing I haven't done is sort of test this in art, like Pro would like probably do this pretty well for a test. But I think it makes sense to me if you have a unique ID for a flight, the ICAO ID. Let me close this. All you would need is for both tables to have the same unique ID, which I think I've checked already. Find this. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah. So this first flight here, it flew off at whatever binary time format that is. I haven't converted that at this latitude, longitude, and the altitude is 34,000 feet. So maybe it wasn't flying. So maybe probably what happened is that this is a commercial airliner, and it hit my bounding box of 25 nautical miles in that 5-minute window at 34,000 feet, and then in the window, the bounding box that I made, it made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 14 pinks within that 5-minute time frame, which kind of makes sense. And yeah, it stayed at 34,000 feet the entire time. That's so cool. I'm not a complete idiot. That's freaking awesome. I think that'll work. One thing I might do is I could figure out a way to sort of combine these data sets, so the output will eventually just be like one GeoJSON file. But I'm not sure how I want to do that yet. I'd have to like use the AI smart god bot to do that for me. Okay, well, I don't need Pro for this then. I wish I could use Pro for a front end, because it you have so many cool freaking layers that you can bring in on top of stuff. You can have like nighttime crap, see how dark it is in certain places, if it's even like feasible that a person could see something in a dark, if they were in northern Arizona, it's like one of the darkest places in the world. You have this. Like, pretty good place to find UFOs, if you ask me. But all right, yeah, and oh man, it was such a bummer when I so I was in Pro one night, and then I realized, this is where I realized that I was just bringing in like day of, second of flight data, and then I realized like this is never gonna work bringing in pulling data from the API. And I was very sad. I was sad for like a week. So I thought I had like figured something out, but now we're here and we figured it out. We got historical flight data now. Okay. So the Magic Conch AI says, wrap your logic in a reusable function. Drops at the top of a new script, so you can call it. So that's what I have here. Okay, well, I can get rid of this now. I just rewrote that over. Here's what I'll do. I need to read what it's saying right now first. Maybe that's a little better for now. Okay, so this is a function to do exactly what we're talking about. So we want to get the flight, its unique ID, lat long, and its attribute data, and connect it with the corresponding points who also have the same unique ID. And this is our bounding box here for that 5-minute snapshot window. And this, I think this is the same logic that we have in our, yeah. And then we're going to make some JSON. The goal is to, I would like to get some GeoJSON, because I could test this all in Pro. Like, I want to see what some of these points look like. The one thing, yeah, this is going to be a problem. One thing this is not going to do well for right now, it's making a time filter. Ping time minus sighting. And where's sighting defined? Right away, the issue as he's standing out. Where is this defined? Is it's not taking into account different sightings are going to have different event sighting IDs. So like someone would see, they would report on like Reddit or Twitter, I saw this April 12th, and that's a bad example. Bad data. I saw this on April 29th, but the event was 424. Okay, 424 relative to when? Like, is that, are you in Timbuktu or are you in Kansas? Like, what's your time zone? So, but we need to keep this event time. This, it has to be the time that the person reported it on the front end. So I think that's how I want to do it. Because if you don't do it that way, people are going to have to make their own conversions, which is just a huge pain in the dick. Huge pain in the dick. Yeah, we don't want to do that. So what this is going to have to do okay, DF points are pinged within a radius of nautical miles and window of sighting TS. Where is it defining that? Is it defining it here somewhere? Assuming you have a CSV with columns, ID lat long. Yeah, so it's assuming that we've already made the conversion to UTC. So we currently do not have that. We're gonna have to make that ourselves, which is gonna hopefully AI can take care of that, because I suck with conversions. That's the thing with vibe coding, man. Like, it's like not all as bad as people say it is, but you have to remember stuff like that. That you're sort of guiding a stupid smart person to a conclusion, which doesn't help because I'm a stupid person guiding a smart person. So, you know, the logic for this function is actually fine. We just need to probably create a separate function that converts all existing database dates to UTC specifically for flight data. So I don't think we're like, there's a huge problem here. So you have a CSV, sighting CSV with columns, ID lat long, blah blah blah. You can do from daytime, load your sightings. Ugh. I wish I could just load it from a database, but I could export it to CSV. The goal is, like, I want to get all of these done once. I want to get all of these sightings done once. And then I'm going to piecemeal everything from this function and what we're going to build here into my main script. Because right now I have a fetch flight data function, but this is pulling from the API and not the historical database. So the end goal is to replace this with what we're going to build today. Is it pulling my set? I'm gonna have to close Arc. It's throwing me off here. Okay, so for these points, DF development score 1. Where's that defined? Oh, okay, and then it gave me the PyODB snippet to insert back in. GitHub pages. Okay. So I'm down to test this right now. Yes, and it'd be great if I just worked with all CSVs so I'm not inserting crap into this thing. But what I need right now is just make sure I have the event dates. Server. I think we need a function to convert to UTC on the back end before we bulk update anything. Am I doing that correctly? That ADSB flight data are all unified in UTC. If so, please give me function along with the full flow to 3 records. From my database. I have an export, a CSV export of my 3 records. However, they are not converted to UTC. They again are local to respective sightings. They do have lat long tied to them, so there will sort of logic determining UTC time via an observer's. Gotta stay consistent. Okay, I have added explicit import checks and install instructions, so you'll see a clear error. If you haven't yet done pip install time zone finder. Okay. Oh man, I have not had dinner yet. The goal today, hopefully, is if I can just get the framework for this down, I'll be happy. I just think that it's like we've proven the data exists, so we know we can build. We know we can build off of it. Okay. Wait, what did you do? Did it add a... It didn't add anything. What's going on, man? You freaking out? broke ChatGPT. Oh no! When it does this, it usually means that the in-memory conversation that it stores for you, if you wait like a day, I think it's been like 2 days, it just does not like it. It freaks out. All right, so we got something to work with now. It's still going. It's still going. It's giving me a wow. Just a big dick main function. No no parameters or args or anything. That's interesting. That's okay. So give me a how to test as well, which is thoughtful. Let me see what it's actually doing. All right. Yes. ADSB dumps use UTC for all the timestamps fields. That's great. They're in Unix, that weird binary code. That's fine. To match your local time settings, you need to determine your sighting's time zone from its lat long. Convert the local date time to a UTC timestamp. Feed that UTC timestamp into get flights for sightings, our function that we have on the left here. Below is a self-contained Python script that reads a CSV of free local time sightings, 3 sightings CSV with columns, ID, lat long, event date, and ISO format, no time zone. Yeah, but that's how all my data is formatted. 125, 429, I think. Let me just make sure. Yeah. Yeah. Use time zone finder plus zone info to look up time zone for each lat long. Let me just make sure I can get this. What's it called? Time zone finder. Do I need anything else? Zone info. Do I need that? Maybe that's a dependency inside time zone finder. Zone info. AOI zone. What is this? Tools to fetch zone info with. Oh, okay. I think it's built in. Finding time zone of any point on Earth. Offline. Okay. Yeah, this song is a banger. Converts its event dates to UTC binary. Calls our function on the left on each with your 25 nautical mile plus 5 minute setting. I don't know if I want to stick with 25. That seems like an awful lot of it seems like a very big zone, actually. Most people can really only see like 5 to 7 miles in any direction, especially if you're in a city. But I just feel like I had to start somewhere. That's probably how I got all those airliners, 35,000 feet. Prints a quick summary for each and writes out combined CSV. Okay. Just install the one extra dependency. Did that. Then run this script. Should I big dick and copy paste vibe code this shit? Is this, I wonder if, okay, it does define my get flights function. So I can probably just delete this page. Because nothing here is saved. And I think what might be good about this too is I have a scratch here. This looks much more usable to me. A few days ago, I was trying to like start all of this by like pulling the repo tar file like directly from GitHub each time and then testing off that iteration. So like I'm glad that I saved it locally and just stopped doing this, because I know that I was going to get rate limited. So maybe I can build off this and start, because you know we're going to have to pull this every day. And I don't even know how I want to do this, like if I want to just bulk download and replace the file each time, or if I want to stream it, or but for now, we have a static file from 429. Okay. And so it's going to expect, though. It's going to expect. Let's read through this first. Okay. Citing CSV. Yeah, it's expecting a CSV. Should have columns, ID, lat long, event dates. Batch prefix. Okay. We're going to define our time zone finder variable. Local UTC. Okay, this is our conversion function. Convert a local ISO date string, lat long, UTC. Okay. Parse naive local datetime. Look up. All right. Again, time zones are not my thing. I'm just going to trust that. Runtime error. Hopefully that does not happen. I mean, I have really good lat longs in my database. I've checked I think I've checked every single one. So hopefully that does not happen. Attach time zone and then convert to UTC, and then we're gonna get our flights function. We've already read through this. What else is this doing? This is flattening. Yo, yeah, it's gonna. I think this is gonna flatten the two tables, because you have your initial flight table that are in the bounding box at this certain given time, and then you have the data that they're submitting while in the box. So I think this is gonna flatten the tables, which is good that it's thinking about that, because I'm not smart enough to figure out the logic for this stuff. I'm a data frame guy. This is where my strengths are. It is not formatting stuff to fit into data frames. Okay. So we're gonna. Oh, I see what it's doing. I'm used to like writing all the logic for a main function, like if you were to like run it. So it's defining it as a function ahead of time. Load your 3 test sightings. Okay. All points, all flights. Print index. TC prints. Where's this at? Yo, this playlist is a freaking banger, man. Copyright free house music. Let's go. Okay. Once flights from sighting. Far path, lot long radius. Okay. So this is just pulling the data from the tar file that we need. Okay. And then we're going to write them out into a CSV. Oh, and then optionally rebuild GeoJSON. I don't know if I care about that right now. The real goal is to get them to a point where I can put them back into SQL. I think I'm just going to make a brand new SQL table that has sighting ID, unique ID, time, and altitude. What was the other? There was like another attribute, I think. Sighting ID, timestamp. Huh. I hope it's pulling that in somewhere. Even if it's in epoch. I don't care about the offset. I don't know. Wait, should I care about the offset? The offset fields refers to how many seconds the position is from a reference point, but its meaning can vary depending on the data source or API. No, I don't care about that. That is autistic shit. I don't need to know about that. So yeah, I need unique ID. Timestamp, lat long, altitude. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I should be pulling 5 fields. It's just missing sighting. Oh no, I'm pulling in time. And okay, this is just for the geo. I think it's pulling in the lat long because this is GeoJSON, so it would just be. It would be inherently. Yeah, it needs geometry to become a GeoJSON record. So I think I'm overthinking this. It's already gonna geocode it at the point that it was registered. I think. Okay, I'm gonna move on from that. I don't want to get stuck. How to test, prepare. Okay. Run the script, you'll see per sighting logs, and finally 3 outputs. I think I can just... I think I can just make a CSV in the project. I wonder if it'll let me... Okay. Ooh. Okay, let me just do it this way. That's not right, is it? Let's see how it shows up. I don't think I can just get rid of this. Oh my goodness. Got to activate my... Oh, dude. I'm just... What? Yeah, there we go. Where are the days of Windows 7? Is this wrapping everything? What? I'm not activating a Windows product right now. How do I... What if I just do no... Okay, there we go. That was freaking me out. Where does this end? Let's see. I'm just trying to figure out where a record ends and starts. I think it's all weird. That was 2. Okay. And there's my... Citing ID. Okay. Another citing ID. Let's get rid of this and see what Excel. Excel freaks out. Oh, I see. Yeah, I can't delete that. I have to go. Oh. Can we like buy out Microsoft Excel and just bankrupt it? Okay. What is that? Yeah, let's check that. Shut up. Okay, that'll work. Fuck you, Microsoft. And we're gonna drop this in our project. Perfect. All right. Prepare 3 CSV sightings. Check. Run script. You'll see per sightings. Did I copy this already? Yes, I did. And finally, 3 output samples. Points, flights. Oh, so it did not flatten the 2 files. Okay. Well, it probably flattened something. Oh, it's probably the tar file. Verify your smoke test. 1 sighting near busy Chandler. Expect 100 flights. Where are these at? This is... Oh, that'd be kind of cool. So there's 1 in Boston, 1 in Aberdeen. Aberdeen, well, I actually don't know how busy the UK is, but it'll be kind of cool to have... Oh, nice. Sweden, Boston, and the UK. All right, that'll be cool. Test that. All right. Let's try that. I feel like I just want to run this in the console. So, because I know this is probably going to trigger some sort of an error. And then we do have from our dependencies. GeoPy, yeah, zone. Import zone info? I don't understand. That's got to be part of this library. Maybe that's why it's after. All right, we'll just run it. We're just vibe coding. All right. All right, so how far did it get? Oh, okay, so it needs the unique ID, sighting ID. I believe so. We didn't define what any of our column headers were. So I think minimum it needs sighting ID, event underscore dates, and latitude and longitude written out. And I think this is only going to pull lat long. Yeah. So here it's looking for event date. Okay. Let me just see. Oh, it does have sighting ID. What? Okay. That's weird. Equals row ID. What? All right, let me give the error message, and I'm gonna give my column headers as a reminder of what my CSV is, how my CSV is structured. The below error. It's missing. And then we're gonna get the CSV column headers. Because to me that looks like it was reading ID, and it was looking for a citing ID, and it just assumed that the header was named ID. But let's see what's going on. I don't think I missed anything here, right? Prepare ID lat long. Yeah, no, that's exactly what it was. It was missing that, and we're actually called latitude and longitude, and not event, or not lat long. So I think it's just gonna say, yeah. Oh man, we're not vibe coders. We actually know what the hell we're doing. Okay, so just change to setting underscore ID and then latitude longitude. So this is referencing 111 here. It's just referencing, is this my main function? Yes, it is. And to just change to, yeah, citing ID. Okay. Okay, let me rerun that. Whoa. Let's go! Vibe coding! Let's go! Who says AI is dumb? I think last time this took like 6 minutes. Let's see. I want to make some notes about like some of the changes that I need to make for this. A huge issue that I'm having right now is sometimes my my geolocator on my web scraper, it can't find, because I'm not using NLP to find locations. I'm using like a Python library. I forget what it's called, but it's like good, but it's like 85% good. And so like every 9 days I'll have a record that will populate into my database. Where is it? I think it's PyTZ. No, it's not. It's like it's one of these. GeoPy. Yeah, a geocoder. That's my geocoder. but it'll put records into my database with no lat long, so I can't add any sort of geometry to it, and then my front end freaks the fuck out. If it can't find lat long, this whole table won't show, my filter table won't show. So I have to write like prevention logic minimum to fix that, because like sometimes like something will happen at 6 a.m. or midnight or something and I'm asleep, and then I realize that the geocoder didn't work, and then my database has, for that very last record, has no lat long, and then my front end just freaks out and it shows like no data on here. It'll show data on the map, but this list won't show anything. So I think minimum I need to have some sort of prevention logic. If it can't work, it goes to like some kind of staging table where I can manually review it, or I just don't let it in and delete it entirely. I don't want to delete it probably, or I could write something on the front end to just ignore it until it has lat long data, which might be smarter, so I could at least keep it, because it could be good until I figure out how to just get a better geocoder. Yeah, because I would love to use AI for like as much of this as I could, at least in terms of like just getting some of the main data points in, because it's scraping data is so like complex. I would love to use like OpenAI at the bare minimum to like read a Reddit post or some kind of post and be like, oh yeah, again, they're talking about the beach of Normandy. All right, well, or you know, they're saying, oh, last Tuesday, you know, that is a time, but that's not a great time. So like you kind of need shit like that to filter out those weird edge cases, because people aren't gonna give you structured data. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, so that was sighting 82. So we just started that. Interesting. So 0 unique flights. What? My music just turned off. 0 unique flights? I wonder which one it hit first. Where was 82 then? 82 was in Boston. There's no way there weren't any flights in Boston. So this first one was in I think this was the one in like Sweden or something. So maybe there weren't any yeah, Air Sweden. Where the hell is that? Maybe there weren't any flights there. Oh, okay. This could be good. This is the Air Sweden flight. So like this is kind of like backwoods North Sweden. Maybe not a lot of people flying around here. So maybe this is good. I don't know, hopefully. If we don't get flights for Boston, I'm gonna freak out. What are we, halfway? Okay. And I can tell, I mean, look, yeah, so like per flight or per sighting, that was about 5 minutes. That's not horrible. And I don't even have like any like parallel processing happening right now. I'm just using my fucking gaming PC's one core. So could be good news. Yeah, because ideally we could build off this this scratch file and then just start, instead of pulling this in from the local bulk download, we can bulk download it and then set it up on a job alongside my UAP data script. This is on a OS job right now. I'm a fan of this song. Oh man. Huge goal for this month would be to stream every night this month. Even if it's for like an hour. I would love to hit that. Just stay consistent. All right, drum roll, come on. No. Okay. Something's probably up here. Because our radius is 25 nautical miles. Or east coast of Boston, there's no way nothing is flying there. From April 29th? No. What I might do without changing anything after this is I'm going to ping a location that I know. I've already pinged it from this exact same file. And I found flights. So I just want to make sure the function itself is working, because we didn't use this to bring the actual data out. We used this. So there's probably something going on. The data's there. We know the data's there. The fault is usually always dumb AI. Our job is to make it strong. Strong like bull. I'll be right back. Okay. All right. We see the problem. We know there's a problem. Problem is the code. We know the data's there. Batch test. Points, CSV, flights. Okay, let's just check those out really quick. Okay, 3 sightings, CSV. Okay, what is this? This is our CSV that we submitted. Just want to check. Okay. Here, I'm gonna open up another window. This is a easy test here. Okay, instead of these coordinates, I'm just going to, hey, like, let's do Boston. Because I know this is gonna work. The data's there. It's something with the way it's grabbing it from the tar file. So let's do these Boston coordinates. There's a lot of shit in Boston in the air. Okay. We there 42 negative 71. Okay, yeah. So same 5-minute time window. 2 days ago, it doesn't matter. And watch, we're gonna run this. And I know this will give me data. So there's just something wrong. No big deal with our current code block. I know the data for at least one of those locations because I ran a previous script unpacking data for Boston, and it found, I'm just going to say I did because by the time I finish it'll come out with something, and it found many flights and things for Boston in the exact same bulk file we're pulling from. If I just give it this, I feel like... What if I just give it the full script? Vibe coding, man. Okay, I want to see this first. It's almost done. Yo, another banger. See? Look at that. I'm not crazy. Let's go. Let's go. 37 flights 2 days ago. 1,800 pings or whatever. Oh, it feels good. Okay. Yeah, so you messed up, bro, not me. So I ran it for locations in Boston, UK, Northern Sweden. So good test case because one is super, medium, and unpopulated. All locations came out with 0 flights. Another data for at least one of those locations because I ran a script unpacking data for Boston and found many flights. 37 flights. Well, actually. And 1,800 plus pings. For Boston, the exact same bulk file we're pulling from. Here's a script we made that actually gave data. Should we be tweaking our current script? Hopefully that's, yeah, whatever. It's gonna... What? I don't understand what this is saying. The parsing logic you've got is solid. The reason you're seeing 0 flights in Boston and everywhere else is that your time filter is excluding everything. In the one-off test, you hard-coded. Wait. So is it really saying at that time there were no flights? At the event date, event date sighting. Oh, fuck you, but I doubt it. Cocky ass. Use the real times. Use the real sighting time. Once you confirm that the radius only finds... I feel like this is getting some of the logic wrong. Because we already have... We already have a local to UTC conversion function. right, I'm just gonna. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna. I don't even think I'm gonna say anything because I know there's data there. And I'm totally fine accepting, hey, maybe there just weren't flights at that given time, but that's usually very unlikely. For 25 nautical miles in any sort of city, there's usually always something up in the air. No matter what time it is. We could just have a bad time window, which would be fine. Here, and then let me I want to add this too. I'm going to rerun this. The format that my dates are in, this is my report date and this is my event date. This might be what's going on. Also, in my CSV, in my free CSV, as well as my entire SQL. Are all indeed in US? So conversion is fine. The reason you got 0 results for Boston and UK and Sweden is that you're always pointing at the 2025 429 dump. But the 29 dump has all data for the entire year. Am I reading that right? Derived UTC date from its. No, yeah, it's getting it wrong. Historical data are there for the entire year. What? Okay, wait a minute. But so that's so if that's true, then I would get data for an event date here on 4/29. What? Does the ADSB exchange ADSB.lol GitHub export bulk tar files for the given for like, so if you were to get a 4/29 export tar file, would that be flight data for January 1st up until April 29th, or would that just be all data in the world for the day of April 29th? And if you want January 1st data, you have to go back and download that specific tar file. Please don't tell me that's the case, man. That's insane. Oh, I didn't even catch it. Oh, okay. They're daily snapshots, man. Oh man. Okay. So we're gonna be storing a lot of data on this shit. Holy shit. I wrote all of this to sort of damn. I mean, it's like I'm not like screwed. The goal was to like avoid pulling a bunch of, and see, this is why like I don't think I can accept data into my specific database that's like an event happened like 3 months ago. I don't want to be like automated querying of all their shit for stuff that happened like forever ago. Right now I have it for the last 7 days. So I guess the real challenge is just getting the backlog of I mean we got to get a couple flights in there anyways to test the front end. Damn, that's crazy, man. I totally thought that was, so it's a daily snapshot. So we bring in requests then to I don't know what ensure history function it thinks I have. Is it, oh, it's at this. Damn it, remember that? That's crazy. Let me, I don't know how much time left. I need that. I'll try this out, but I don't like running shit that is just banging up against somebody's fucking API. Yeah, so it's gonna catch all this shit. I mean, it said there was nothing really much different. Tons of globals. This was a really bad response. I hate that I keep doing that. Okay, what did I put here? I'm gonna switch these. This is pissing me off. It seemed like this function was fine. Oh god. Okay, I got 1 minute. Where am I getting this? All right. Well, I know it's wrong so far. I gotta get off though. Tar files, man. It is kind of cool learning new data, because once you sort of have it, it doesn't really change very much. But man, I can't believe those are daily snapshots. That's going to be a lift to get some of these records, some flight data. I mean, we have stuff all the way back from February, and I mean, one thing I can do is I could probably start to be a little more stringent with these time frames I'm looking for. But even then, I'd have to keep minimum 2 days of repo data locally, because UTC across the world is gonna be different to wherever you are. So that's crazy. But we learned. Anyone that jumped in, thanks for popping in. I'm gonna try to get back at this tomorrow. We'll see what we can try and do every day this month. It's been fun though. Hope you guys have a great rest of your nights.